we know better. We understand better. Then we should live better. We talk better. We mingle better. We decide better. You know, sometimes if trials surround us, you ask yourself, is it Father Yah's doing or it is your own doing? You know, David said, blessed are those whose sin were blotted out and forgiven. Isn't what he said? Now, what do you mean by that? Is David not forgiven? He was forgiven. But when Nathan told David, you are forgiven, but your son will die, the sword will not depart from your household. Did you know how hard and how cryful when Father Yah forgive your sin, and yet He requires you the consequences of your sin? Probably the reason why I asked Cassie a while ago, why do you think David was forgiven and yet Father Yah gave him accountability of what he did? Cassie said, maybe because David is a king. What do you mean by that? When you're given the responsibility, because it is written, to whom much is given, much is required. And since He gave us the opportunity to know all His Word, then He expects us to just do the same. We have no excuse. That's why Saul said, I believe, no, it's not Saul, it's James. Yeah, James said, to those who aspire to teach the word of Father Yah, greater judgment. What do you mean by greater judgment? Look at David. He was the king. His sins were forgiven. But Father Yah required accountability from him of what he did. The same thing probably with those Father Yahs choose to be his sons and his daughters. He required accountability. Because ignorance is not in the table anymore. It's not. Because ignorance is gone when Father Yah is talking to you. Between you and Him, there's no such thing as ignorance. It's either you do it willingly or you just fail to understand His word because you just fail to understand or you don't want to understand. You know it is Shabbat and you have an excuse and you say, Father Yah will understand. I'm telling you now, baby, ask Pastor Blackwell, he will not understand you. Because it is written already before the foundation, before you were born in this earth, the law is there written for you to follow. First Thessalonians chapter 4, verse 7. For Elohim hath not called us unto uncleanness. Did Father Yah call us to do wicked on this earth? No, we're not. We are the salt of the earth, isn't it? You know what the salt is? We are preserving the world until He comes. Take away the salt, and everything will be rotten. Remember what happened to the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah. When Lot was not there anymore, Lot is just simply the salt of that cities. He is the salt of that city. But once Father take him out, that's it. We are the salt of the earth. But our rabbi said, if the saltiness of the salt is no more, what good this salt is. If we know the word of Father Yah and we are not doing it, what's the point of knowing? Father Yah never called us to do uncleanness, but unto holiness. You know, it is written, they blaspheme my name because of you. Did you know that it was written? The Gentiles blaspheming his name because of us. Why? Because how can we say Father Yah is holy and we are the disciples of our Rabbi if we are living like the Jonases? How can we say we are the sons of Father Yah if there's no even kind words that can be found in our mouth? When we open our mouth as if we need bleach to clean it. We are called not to uncleanness, but unto holiness. He therefore that despise not the man, but despise the Elohim. If we are angry to our brothers and sisters without cause, we are not angry on them. We are angry with Father Yah. If our brother chastises us because of what we did and we are angry with them, we are not angry with our brother. We are angry with Father Yah because the word that he gave us is his word, not his.
Hallelujah.
And sometimes we justify our anger as if we have the right to get angry. If there's somebody who have the right to get angry, it is Father Yah. Because he bought us with the price of his son's blood, and yet we cannot reconcile ourselves to him. He has the right to get angry. But mercy was given to each and every one of us. Another chance to live another day. In 1 Peter chapter 1, verse 13, wherefore gird up the loins of your mind. How can you gird up the loins of your mind? Sit up straight. Put your house in order. Start to yourselves before you can look at your wife. You can look at your children. You can look at your grandchildren. Start within you. This is your house first, then extend it to your loved ones. You cannot give what you don't have.
Come on now.
How can you say love if you don't know how to love yourself? You know salt is not good for you, but you love salt anyway. You know you are diabetic and you love sugar. You know what is good, what is not good for you, and still you love doing it. You don't know how to love yourself, and yet you are chastising your children and showing them how to love. You cannot give what you don't have. Learn to love yourself, and then probably you can show it to your children, to your siblings. If they chastise you, accept it. You know, my advice to our brothers and sisters in the Philippines, when you chastise a brother, don't chastise them with your own word. That's not a good advice. Chastise them with the word of Father Yah. And if the word of Father Yah cannot convict them, nobody can. Rest your case. Why? Because if there's somebody who wants this man to be called back to the Father, it's not you. No matter how much you love them. It is Father Yah. You did not shed your blood for your brother yet. It is his son who shed the blood. So if Father Yah cannot convict this man to his word, with his word should I say, not even you can convict it. Let the word of Father Yah convict each and every one of us. Then let Father Yah do his job. But pray that Father Yahweh will be merciful on us every day. Gird up the loins of your mind. Be sober in everything that you do. Now, be sober means be sober with alcohol or with your wine. No, be sober for everything. The way you talk, the way you behave, the way you decide, the way you conduct yourselves. Hope to the end for the grace that is to be brought upon you at the revelation of Yeshua HaMashiach. As obedient children. Our Pastor Blackwell told us last night, if we cannot be a little child, we cannot inherit His kingdom. We cannot. Because an obedient child or obedient children, a little child, is as obedient as he can be. They will never talk back at you, nor reason out what they did. No, they don't. Because they are obedient children. Not fashioning yourselves according to the former lust because of your ignorance. You see, Father Yah understand our ignorance before. He understand that. That's why he said he winked at our ignorance. But he only said once. We're lucky if we're going to have the second chance or the third chance. What if there's none? In 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 9, I believe you know this already, as Minister Johnson will say. You are a chosen generation. You know, I am the first in my family. With the Dante's family, I'm the first with the faith. And now, I will be able to pass by the faith that Father gave to me, to Rabbi Yeshua HaMashiach, with our children. That is our job, parents. A royal priesthood, a holy nation, a peculiar people. We don't need to be like the Joneses. We don't like to be like our classmates. Right, Moriah? Right, Cassie? We don't need to be like them. You know, prom is coming in high school. You know, when you look at their dresses, there's one thing on their dresses. It is more revealing, and it's more ugly. In my case, yeah, because, you know, I'm old school. We tolerate it because we think it is cute. Right, parents? We parents sometimes befriend with our children. I'm talking to you, Facebook. No, your children is not your friend. You are their parents. And I'm talking also to COY. Your children are not your friend. They will be angry, so? Do you want your Father, our Father in heaven, to get angry for not giving us the opportunity to do what we should do as parents? That you show forth the praises of Him who had called you out of darkness into His marvelous light. Hallelujah. We were those people.